had an interesting video come across me. It was a short film. It was about Prince, and he was interviewed. I remember the interview actually because it was some '04, and I guess he was asked because he was seen as the godfather of stickers on records, and he was asked about the content, and he said, well, he says if you play the music that it was created on, it's not as bad as the stuff that's out here today. And I said, I saw how he was slick with that. Because, yeah, if we talk about the musicianship, he had a lot of integral parts. However, from a lyrical content perspective, he guilty as he was charged. Let's not even get it twisted. As I can say this as someone who was a big fan of his music in the 80s, fell off him after the 80s, but I always gave him his due as a live performer. But I could take or leave him after the 80s as an artist. Most of his stuff I could take or leave. That they didn't really, some stuff, and most of that stuff was from the 80s. But the point was his lyrical content. Let's keep it 100. He is indirectly responsible for some of the stuff that you hear today. Because Prince records, like Rick James records, were kind of like Richard Pryor, Dolomite type. They were like party records in their own. He would say anything. And the content was pretty severe. He's the reason why the stickers, typical Al Gore's wife, put the stickers on because of the things he said. And, it's only about owning up. I think he got embarrassed as he got older to an extent because of some of the things that he said. And, it comes with that. I think that's in part why I'm hearing that some reason why his Netflix special has been kind of delayed because they're worried a little bit about counterculture and some of the situations. The man was one of the most talented artists ever, one of the greats. But just like all of us, he had his shortcomings. And in terms of, I never looked at him as a deep songwriter. And we knew what it was usually with Prince. He had a lot of spiritual and a lot of growth and things of that nature, but it was revered around, sexual contact, It was no Scooby-Doo mystery. You didn't have to pull up the Scooby-Doo mystery van to know what Prince's main theme, where his bread was buttered, what he dealt with, metaphorically speaking, and how he did it. Now, he was the go into between the old school and then what ended up happening with New Jack and hip hop, where they went more detail, And so he did have an edge to what he was trying to display and convey. Lucky for people who dug him back in the day, he didn't have the gun microphone, because that character that he created on the 90s on, which was cringy and corny, and he was trying real hard because I guess Snoop and Dre and them and a lot of others had inspired him, and he made that part of his arsenal, his repertoire. And it's a shame too, because the guy's talent is still better than anything that hip hop has to offer. And I say that about all R&B, black male artistries who created were in the genres of funk, R&B, and soul. You wiped the floor with hip hop, but you had to dump down to do that. But during his day and time, with his lyrical content was suggestive, and he was a bad boy. And so when I saw that interview, I'm like, you were the reason that. It's like, well, it's not as. I said, well, it was a cause to an effect. Because a lot of stuff that he did, you see other people do, And he blurred the lines in a lot of things that he did. But from a lyrical content, he had he was considered pretty risque for his time, But like most things, and that's what the Great Divide happened 40 years ago. The iconic landmark for him being Purple Rain was also the blessing and the curse, where some fans jumped off board, some stayed on, because up to that point, he was not Mr. Clean. He cleaned it way up. And that's an interesting stories about all that. And he did have some suggestive stuff thereafter, but that up to that point, when you go through the Dirty Mind controversy in 1999, and a little bit in Purple Rain, you go up into the B-sides and stuff, he became Mr. Clean, but before that it was the tidy bow. But his lyrical content, so it's an interesting reality that, acknowledging in your past, but I think that as maturation comes, some people looking back. So yeah, he was guilty of that from the lyrical perspective, but he still had more talent than what, it's just that you can't sit here and say that, oh, your music and the content didn't go hand in hand, because you weren't doing instrumentals. You were saying some suggestive stuff. Just acknowledge it and rest in peace to them. No. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear. Watch out for another share if you like. Please hit that membership because when you do, I'll get the video request back to you. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay true, stay you, stay honest, stay whole, stay clear, stay clean. I'm back one time. Peace. I'm out.